guys, my name is Greg and this is my household. Just a quick recap. My name is Greg, I'm from Ukraine, Chernihivs'ka Oblast, and this is gonna be like an introductory video. We're gonna do the most important thing around the household when you got a lot of animals on your farm, and that will be shit shoveling. So yeah, let's get to it. Let me show you my new sweet wheelbarrow I got. Look at this beauty. And I'm gonna put my this camera on top of my head so you will be able to actually see the whole process. This is my old one. It's, as you can see, time's been rough on this one. I need to repair it, or just keep it that way. Anyways, this one is in way much better condition. It was cheap enough to buy it around 25 bucks. And here you can see, like, it's a bit of a mess. Well, I try to keep it clean, but sometimes it just ain't possible. You can see all the baby goats. We got 20 of small ones and 30 big ones, like the adult ones. Look at this baby boys. Look at them, so beautiful. As you can see, I'm kind of struggling. We keep this farm just me and my mom. My grandma helps from time to time, so you could probably see the horrors if you're not accustomed to farming or doing the household stuff. And here's the pile of manure that we'll need to remove from this part. It's been rainy for the past couple of, I don't know, 3 to 4 days, and it's really bad to have this much shit mixed with rain. It just, creates a lot of flies. It ain't healthy at all. Yeah, so excuse the mess. It is what it is at this point, because I need to still do my 9 to 5 and keep this endeavor going. We don't kill them. We don't cull the herd at all. We try to keep it as eco as possible, but unfortunately, keeping it that way has its own drawbacks. So they multiply, you don't kill them, and that's makes them the herd even bigger, more of them, so harder and harder to keep up. And I don't know what to do. Probably we're just gonna cull the herd a little bit, try to sell all the newborns, all the youngers, and think of something. You'll be able to see the picturesque environment that I'm working in. And mind you, like, I got only like a couple of hours a day to help my mom. So this is how it goes in a war-torn Ukraine. We're still wild and pretty much stick to the basics of householdings. We don't own a tractor. We don't own a motor block, or whatever you call it, like motor unit. That would be a good thing, a good addition to our household for sure. We don't own it yet because I don't earn that much. A tractor costs roughly, like a good tractor, it's like $30K, right? $30K dollars. 120 is like the basic one in hryvnia. So let me get the key. I forgot to get the key. This is FIFA. Our most gentle one. There's Alba, there's Bella, there's Jenna, a lot of small baby ones. We named some, I can't remember which one's which yet, because mom's been doing much of that part, like feeding them, whatsoever. So let me get the key. Here's our one and only turkey that's left, because he had his wife, his woman, and when he tried to be intimate with her, he kind of killed her. So that dude is a murderer. Remember him. I'm gonna keep this one short. I got ain't much time left for today for this whole endeavor. Like, we'll have around 30 to 40 minutes. So that, I mean, I guess 10 wheelbarrows of this, 10 carts of shit. And nobody wants to buy it. The funniest thing about this whole stuff. I know in some regions people would literally fight over shit, right? Because it's really good for your crops and whatnot. But here, people just kind of don't want to do anything at all. So that's that. And I need to cut the grass here like really bad. Man, this, like, compared to the old one, this runs like a Lexus compared to, I don't know, like a super old Opel. Still ain't a tractor though. You can see a next pile of shit. I was building a shit ziggurat, or like a Babylonian tower. It's still there. Tall grass growing there. And it's, so we used to have like a straight line, straight road from the entrance to the exit, right? But now, unfortunately, we've done the farm, like the fields been plowed, right? And it's no longer usable. I guess we could try that or not. Nah, I see the grass growing. I don't want to ruin that. Or should I just do it really carefully? Nah, I'm not gonna do that. I mean, what's the point, right? So yeah, here's like this area, like this is our whole field, like in our whole place. We ain't got much more than that. The neighboring piece of field that you can see, it's also plowed. We got it rented, as well as those two pieces, because it ain't enough grass or crops to feed the animals themselves. So I spend a good half or even more than that of my salary to keep this operation going, and unfortunately, like, it's a disaster. So eco farming and eco households are really, really expensive when it comes down to cost effectiveness. Maybe I'm doing something wrong though. That might be the case as well. We're trying to sell cheese. Milk is not an option at all, because not sure in gallons, but so if I'm not mistaken, like, you guys got like the chugs, and that chug is roughly like 3 liters of milk, and that will be around, like, just to understand the expenses and the income of an average person here who sells milk to the private entrepreneurs. People here give their milk to like the milker. I don't know, like how those like milk machines, whatever. They come like with like canisters, you know, and all that. They sell it for $1 per liter, and that goes up to so like $3 per that chug, right? I might be a little bit wrong though, but it's like really cheap, and they're selling it in the supermarkets, obviously diluted with water or like a coconut oil, you name it, you know. They sell it for $6, so that goes like X6 on the margin, you know. We don't sell milk because of that. We sell cheese. I sell like customized cheese plates. So yeah, that's how we got like an extra income. That ain't enough though. So because the amount of hay that we need for all of these cutie pies is around $2 to $3K for a season, and we're not walking them to pastures because the pastures are they're growing thin, so there ain't no much grass there, like nutrition grass. Nobody wants to plow them. Nobody wants to do shit about them, unfortunately. So we feed them hay and occasional grass. Like, I'm gonna cut this. We're gonna feed them. Like, for how long do you think this amount of grass would be able to sustain them? Post your thoughts in the comments. Feel free to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Obviously, no shit in my videos, straight to the point. Yeah, no bullshit for sure, because this is like cow's manure. We got 2 cows. We got not 2 cows, but 1 cow and a calf. They're quite the character. I'll show them to you when the time comes. They're the only ones that we, you know, walk towards the pastures. They're getting some fresh grass because they're really easy to, you know, they're easy to handle. You just grab a good rope, attach it to the ground, and they have like a walking radius. And we occasionally move them from one place to another. You know how it goes. So still better than nothing. They don't poop as much, which helps me personally, because the less they poop around our yard, the less I need to do the job, right? Kind of makes sense. So that's a benefit. And with the goats, it's a little bit more complicated. We don't have a lot of space, as you can see. You guys probably, like on average, have like this whole space that is actually divided into 5 separate fields, and that's like one ground for all of y'all to, you know, to take care of your animals, to feed them. Here it's the land is a luxury, ain't a commodity. Which is pretty interesting, because the one thing I read about Ukrainians moving to Canada, for example, is that they moved there, or to America for that matter, because there was a lot of land that they were able to get pretty much for free for United States or Canada grants, you know, to get like the support from the government, all of the seeds and all for free, some less taxation, etc., etc. And I thank you guys for helping Ukrainians even back in the days. That was 19th century. People were dreaming about Canada, this distant land of Canada. Nobody knew how it was there. People were sending postcards, letters. A lot of people were illiterate, and mind you, it were the dark days of the Russian occupation by Russian Empire, where people were treated like cattle, pretty much, and didn't get their freedom until the very late of 1861. So yeah, we were slaves as well. Whew. And people were getting more entrepreneurs. They wanted to feed their own. They wanted to venture into distant lands, see how it goes. Imagine the surprise, the horrors that the first settlers experienced, and you guys had that experience in the early 16th century, and we had that as late as 19th to 12th centuries. People were selling their farms here in the territory, like at the territory of modern Ukraine, selling everything they had, getting their train tickets to Warsaw and to Netherlands, then some of them to Spain. They're moving onto the ships, boarding the ships towards the New World, while their families here, they've endured the horrors of famine from time to time. You still get to, like, there wasn't much land there back in the days, but it still wasn't enough for those people. Like, you guys from America and Canada probably, like, if you're not appreciating what you have, it's a good time to do that right now. Because here's what we work with, and this is like really unpleasant thing to do, like to haul all of this by hand. But yeah, it's still rewarding. I'm getting physically more fit, which is really cool stuff. Farming and householding is this thing that keeps a man going, because you feel like, you know, you belong to something greater than yourself. You're developing physically, mentally. You're enjoying the nature. I love what I'm doing, but it's hard. So I'm trying to ease the burden for my mom, to make it more mechanized, to keep it simpler for her, so that when I'm not around the household, for example, if I'll get drafted into the army, I have nothing against it, because defending your home country is a duty and something to be proud of. So if that time comes, I'll be able to, first of all, not to worry that she won't be able to handle all of this. She's a tough woman, but, you know, still it helps to have a man around the house to help with physical labor. And mind you, this is not for everybody, not for every man, but, you know, you can become better at this. We had a funny accident where, so I actually hired a couple of people to manage this, right? I don't have time, I don't want to do this, so obviously, you know, and this pile, it actually refills itself if you say so, right? It refills itself every now and then, and sometimes I just don't have the time to dedicate to this cause. So the dude comes, he said, I'll manage everything, I'll do that. I'm like, okay. I offered him some good money at that time, so I would say roughly 1/3 of an average income, right? Here in Ukraine, it was 2018, something like that. So I offered him like 1/3 of an income. He comes, I see this skinny guy, I think like, okay, I don't mind as long as you're doing the job right? So the guy goes, he sticks his pitchfork into the shit, and I see him struggling. I see him like, doing this. I'm like, okay, maybe I don't know something. Maybe he's like, you know, he's gonna shine in the next few minutes, and I'm gonna see all of this removed ASAP. Maybe I'm wrong. A couple of hours goes by. I'm doing my own stuff at the household. Come back, see this guy cleaning roughly this amount in a couple of hours. I'm like, hey dude, what's going on? He's like, well, this is hard. I'm like, hey, no shit. That's why I offered 1/3 of a salary of a monthly income for this part, because I don't want to do that. I needed some strong people. He said like, listen, I'm good for today. I'll get back tomorrow to this and we'll figure something out. I'm like, well, you know what? Don't mind it. I'll do it myself. Then me and my mom were like, hey, is this that tough? Is it that hard? We're like, hey mom, let's bet. Let's bet that we could pull more and do more stuff than he did in a couple of hours. She's like, hey, okay, let's do it. We're going, and we've cleaned like half. Like I wouldn't brag, okay, not a half, but 1/5 or 1/4 of all of that manure in 15 minutes. Simple as that. So you got to learn the trade. There's some secrets to that as well, but you know, you got to be physically fit or try to become one. Handle all this. As you can see, I'm already breathing hard, having a hard time. It's really hot. Gotta keep on talking to keep you guys entertained as well. Mind you, the cart is really good. It was even worse than that. Excuse me. I'll probably cut that. If not, excuse me. I just had a bug flying into my mouth. Don't mind me if I do. Woo. Alright, this is like the 4th, right? Is it? Not the 5th one yet. Alright, we'll try to get it to 10 and see how it goes, right? You guys think I could do it? Like not a stray dog. Somebody's dog. Psh, 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 psh. Walking like it's his own yard. Okay, whatever. He won't stomp the grass anyways. Too late for that. I think it's a city boy. He doesn't know shit about, you know, them fields, that you don't walk over them like that unless you're an owner. City boy dog. Ooh. Still, as you can see, we got a really decent portion of the work done, and that's the benefit of a good instrument and being fit. That is, kinda, right? I need to fix all of this, actually make a new one. As you can see, I've started the workout there previous year. This baby boy stands for more than 8 years. Built it on my own from used wood that's been used on a farm, bigger than this actually, as a support beams for around 30 or 50 years. So, and I made one fatal mistake. I give you like 10 seconds to figure out what the fatal mistake when installing these posts was. You're probably like the carpenters of advanced level, or post fixers, guys who mount posts already figured what the problem is. So, the thing is with this post that I've used motor oil to actually, oh fuck, okay, this is bad, should have prevented that. Accidents happen. Happy little accident, right? Let's get this. We got a bunch of pitchforks here in various condition. This one was reinforced by me. It's still wobbly a bit because it's been used for quite a while. This is my favorite pitchfork. Okay, whatever, Mr. Shit. I've used motor oil to kind of smoosh the lower parts of the post, of the wood, to make it protected a little bit, right? That's what you do if you don't want to get it nabbed by worms, dampness, and mold. But the thing I forgot was to actually, or I didn't know at the time, was to brush it over higher than the water levels, right? So when the rain comes, when it's actually like pouring and the water level rises, it still creates the mold, it still creates the dampness, and the wood starts to what? Yep, the wood starts to rot. So a lot of these posts already rotten, and holding by the Holy Spirit and my attempts to fix it so it would last a day longer. Needless to say, I've been fixing this fence for a year. One would say, why the hell would you fix a fence for over a year if you could build one in 2 weeks? And the answer is simple. I got so much on my plate right now that I can't dedicate a lot of work. Sometimes I'm tired, you know, like shit happens, so unfortunately that's that, but I got my plans. I've installed those for that 5th, 6th, and 7th in a matter of days, right? So like 2-3 days, I guess it took me. And I'm no professional by any means. I'm just a simple guy. I've been a city boy for myself for a long time. So I'm currently 30 years old, if you're interested. And I've been at the farm doing various stuff. Like, I wasn't heavily involved in it until my 25th, I guess, birthday, 24th, 25th. But I'm handling some stuff here from 16th years of age. This is my forest nut that I've planted, actually like 2 of them. It's growing really good. It's 3 years old already, and it's providing some amount of crops, some amount of nuts for me to gather. I'm really proud of this. Hopefully I'll plant some really good trees in my time. My dream and my wish is to plant an oak grove for my kids and my grandkids and their grandkids to chill in the natural environment. Chickens are, yeah, well, as you can see, like the difference is as well that we keep chickens on a free run. Go. Sometimes they mess with the crops, but they got used to staying indoors most of the time. So yeah, to grow a huge oak grove and make a rehab center or recreational facility for all of the Ukrainian vets that are fighting right now. Because from my own experience, you can't get anything better than the animals to console and comfort people. They're really cute, the small ones especially. They like to hang out with you, take a bite of your pocket, you know, jump on you, hop on into your hands and chill there. It's really cute. Keeps my mental state balanced, I would say. Right? So, I'll fix my camera. It's probably wobbly at this point. Ooh, this was the 5th, right? I'm not counting, you guys count. If I'll make a mistake, you gotta post it in the comments, don't forget. Okay, I'll see how well I will be able to do with 5 more. But I will make it. Oh good, no buts. Only I appreciate butts when it's attached to a woman. Excuse me for my rural jokes. Best I can do for today, sorry guys. Usually I'm more intelligent than this. You got that testosterone pumping. You can't think of anything else but spending good time with a good woman, right? Chilling, discussing geopolitics, Warhammer, obviously. What could else could you do when you're on a date, right? You know, sassy city boys with them champagnes and them wines. We don't care for that much. We here care about the Warhammer lore. Yeehaw! Take no offense, guys. I'm joking. Please don't ban me. This is my pilot episode. Don't ban me already, for God's sake. Whew. It's getting easier, actually. Got the second breath going. Decided to start running, exercising, but ain't no better exercise than hauling shit for a straight hour or a couple of hours. Can't get better than this. This is a secret Marine Corps training that nobody speaks of. Government wants to hide this from you, but I'm not. I'm gonna keep it straight with you. This is it, guys. All the Marine Corps will say, we'll put the pluses and say, this is it. Greg exposed us. Now we gotta join his endeavors and help him around the farm. It's the second rule of the shit club. Whew. Alright, excuse me, I gotta sneeze. Hopefully probably I won't delete this part. Like, who am I kidding, right? Not to sneeze though, but you know, I need to remove the excess material in my nose. So please excuse me. It's gonna be a little pause for you to pause the video. You know, if you're eating especially, have a good one. Okay, so here it goes. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Oh man, I can breathe easy with all of this. So much easier. And I could tell you a story about this action that I've did a minute ago. If you guys put a like into this video and subscribe, I'll tell you a funny story. I actually got a clip of that as well. I've been doing Twitch broadcasts, playing games mostly. Sometimes we watch the videos together, like these that I'm recording. So yeah, if you would follow me on Twitch, if you're a Twitch user, I got a bunch of social media that you could follow. If you're okay with that, go forward. I highly encourage you to do so. That will help me to grow as a creator, produce good quality videos, funnier ones as well, get all the equipment that I need, etc., etc. So yeah, click that like button, subscribe, push on the bell sign to hear for whom the bell tolls. It tolls for the new video. So okay, this was the 6th, right? Still got 4 more to go halfway through. I hope the camera won't actually stop, because like I got a probably like 30 minutes of video with this setup. If it'll stop, I highly encourage you guys to watch the second part of the video. I'll probably, I don't know, man, maybe I'll just stitch him. Good lord. I got one more in my mouth. Fucking bugs, Jesus. Oh. There's an influx of bugs because of shit, because of high water levels. We got a lake nearby, just around the corner. We got our Desna River having the highest water levels in quite a lot of time. That produces, we ain't got no mosquitoes here, but we got a stuff that's called komari. Komar is like a smaller version of mosquito. Pesky motherfuckers. I hate them. And we have even smaller bugs that are called, okay, excuse me, I got some shit in my boot. It also happens, that's why I'm bare feet. I'll just wash my feet later. In my hands, that's it. And I'm in the rubber shoes. So yeah, and we got another bug that's called moshka. Almost like moksha, but not as pesky. Okay, so moshka, they look like fleas, right? But with wings, and they're blood-sucking. Well, fleas are also blood-sucking, if I'm not mistaken. You won't get any like diseases from them unless they've bitten somebody with that disease, but it's not usually happening. They're just pesky blood flies. So, oh, it's a blood fly, yeah. Now that I think of it, we got flies, wasps. Ain't so many, but still. I know you guys are even hiring services to remove the wasp nests and all, but we don't have that problem here, fortunately. We got a lot of other problems, unfortunately. And the weird thing is, you could see my legs. They're in shit. Oh, whatever. I'll show you my hairy legs later. So they're biting. That bite goes swoosh. It's swelling for a day or two. Then it actually dissolves, right? The swelling. And now and then, for about a month or a month and a half, sometimes it actually like triggers the whole chain of those bites, and they start itching like a motherfucker. So that happens. Really nasty stuff. No biolabs in Ukraine for sure. Probably the other side that has them, because we didn't have that much blood flies that nasty for a while, like a couple of years for sure. And it kind of sums up with the invasion. I'm joking, no conspiracy theorists. They're just Nazis. That's it. Oh fuck, yeah. Got stuck in it. Whew. In a road bump. And I need to take care of this. I'm not sure how this unearthed, or was it like, if it even was here. Somebody probably threw that on a pile, thinking it's a kind of a garbage pile. Unfortunately, take care of that as well. We'll grab them on the road back. Well, the 7th, right? You guys are counting, not me. Still got 3 more. Guys are doing crops. And mind you, neighbors hate us for no reason. Because we're working hard and honest, they just despise us. I've been volunteering since the start of the full-scale invasion. I actually brought humanitarian aid to this very own village, and the elder, she contacted me. She said, "Hey, I've actually contacted her. I said I need the list of all the families living here to dispense the humanitarian aid properly." And she said we don't have those, and that's kind of true, because why the fuck would you care about your own people, right? That unfortunately happens. This is the village. Not all of the people that live here are shit, but for some reason, most of them are. So I asked for the list. She said, well, it'll take a couple of days to deliver, and the couple of days would have been minutes if she would be able to handle an Excel file or whatever. So I got the list, right? And she says, okay, so you go here, you drive the bus to the city council, I guess, right? The building is called. Not the city, but village council, whatever. Like a small one. And that's it. Like I'm waiting you here at the 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, okay. And that day, pre-scheduled, pre-delivered day, I was driving my car. Not my, but Mom's car. Let's be honest here, right? So I've been driving the car, and I was delivering home to home humanitarian aid. I knew people who needed it the most. We got like a orphanage family type here. I delivered some stuff to them. I delivered some stuff to a woman who lost her husband, to our friends as well who were in need. So my homie on the bus arrives 8 in the morning, and I've been telling people, hey, catch up with us 8 in the morning. Tell your friends, tell your family, to everybody. We're gonna have humanitarian aid delivery. And when I arrive at the 8 o'clock in the morning, and I've notified the elder, she said like, hey, did you notify our people? Like, why did you do that? What for? I'm like, hey, that's a weird question. I'm like, why are you asking? She's like, oh, well, we wanted to make it more secretly, you know. I'm like, what the fuck are you saying, woman? Like, so the thing is, the way how they distributed it in the days, it was somebody arrives with like a couple of bags of sugar or whatever, and mind you, this was like 2022, early days of full-scale invasion. Russians just retreated from Chernihivs'ka Oblast, and they were like, hey, here's a handful to you, a spoonful to us, here's a handful to you, spoonful to us, and etc., etc. And then one bag of sugar appears in the local store, and people get half of what they deserve. So that's how it was. And that's why she was mad pissed at me, that I've notified people who arrived there. It's not the full story. The funny thing is, so my homie who drove the vehicle, he's an Adventist. He's a preacher. He's a God-honest man. He was peaceful and calm all the time I remember him. And that was that one time when we delivered the humanitarian aid where I saw him actually raging full scale on people because they couldn't handle the, just stay and wait for their line. They were grabbing stuff like wild animals, and he would like, I understand the arguments that, hey, maybe those people are in need and whatnot, but no, we've delivered humanitarian aid after like a couple of runs. in the span of a month, maybe less than that. So they got the food, they got everything. We just wanted to support them more. And I actually knew that something like this might happen. Some of the people here living, they couldn't walk, and that's why I decided to bring in the van to help them, you know, to drive the vehicle then and hand it over to them. But our elder decided on a stop, okay, close to the city, like to the village council, right? So we stopped there and we handled the goods. And it was like the first time I saw him raging, because people really pissed him off. They started fighting over like a, I don't know, like a box with a couple of cans of canned food, sugar, right, flour, like just the necessities. And the fight started between those who had it, not those who needed it, but those who had it. And then, after this whole endeavor, I was like, okay, maybe this happens from time to time, right? Oh shit! God damn it. Okay, that's good. I'll have more time to talk to you. And then, I had the rumors circulating around the village that I was making money out of that humanitarian aid by selling it. And that I wasn't as good or as kind as people thought I was. And mind you, I never did any of that. And then I figured out that this village is done. I ain't doing any charity here no more. That goes back as far as to my grandpa. My grandpa is native. He probably is like a quintessence of all the IQ in this village. He and his brother became a good man, director of the factory. He worked hard, never stole anything. That's why we're living here and not at some fancy fucking mansion. He helped this very street to, he provided them with the light, with electricity, basically, with gas. You know, like not the electric stoves, but the gas stoves. So there was like a landline of that one he helped to build, because he cared of his people. And they laughed at him because his father died during World War II. They called him fatherless, and he wanted to prove himself. They mocked him that way. So it kind of keeps them going. I'm not sure why. Probably people here just hate hardworking people. I don't know. Not all of them. I got a couple of friends here, but you know, this is like disturbing. There's something worse than having no friends is having bad neighbors. Really. Like if nobody gave a single thing, it'd be easier. People here are stealing our strawberries, apples, whatnot. Before we got our fancy and cutie pie era, there was a lot of times where people would just plainly break into our territory, steal things when granddad was still alive, and we had no fence around the yard. When we weren't around here, they called in a tractor and they ripped the garage doors, installed everything that was there. And mind you, it was a lot of money, a lot of equipment. Imagine the audacity. And that happened multiple times. This is really sad. So that will hopefully prevent the questions, why aren't you asking for any help around here? It will cost me more to ask for the help than actually do it myself, unfortunately. But on the good note, we're not fighting with anybody because, you know, we despise all of them equally. Except our friends. We got like a couple of family friends here, like I mentioned before. Whew. Okay, we got 2 more, right? I'm all covered in shit. Probably I'll survive during the zombie apocalypse. I'll be ready to cover myself in zombie manure or whatever, right? Zombie fluids to walk through the crowds. Oh man, it's gonna feel so good after this day of work. I'm sweaty. I'm gonna take a quick shower and just relax, and then work, because I got my shift in around like an hour or so. Oh no, I forgot. I actually will go with my mom to turn the hay. We got one of our family friends helping us with the field. Ain't much of a grass there anyways, but we still get whatever we can. And I'll fix this as well, because the little ones, they learned how to escape from that hole. We got one goatie that actually taught them how to do that. Goats are exemplary animals. They're so smart. His name is Kruhlik, and it's like Roundy. He's my homie. He knows how to do stuff. He's like the goatie OG. He's been working with me, hauling water with me, you know, he's just a fancy boy. And that, to add to my thought about, you know, calling the herd and everything, how could you possibly call the herd and kill somebody like that? It's impossible. That's why if I'll ever think of that, I hope I won't. That really depends on the money. I'm running low, even working, because it used to be like $1,000 per hay. Now it's, then like the last year it was like 2,000. Now we got 20 smaller ones that nobody's buying, unfortunately, and it would sum up to 3,000 or more than that. It just stacks up 1,000 per year. So yeah, we got to think of something. Even the older ones, I got the older ones over there. They might act like bastards, you know, but they're still my bastards. I grew them. They're really cute. Even the dumbest one is actually funny. He likes to, we called him Grizzly because he naps on anything. He ripped a couple of my t-shirts the other day. He was jumping over the fence from time to time. He was fighting me from time to time, but no, he's still my goat. And he's the culprit of one of the other goats becoming somewhat a cripple. So we have Mazik. His name is Maserati. So I own a Maserati, people. He was a sweet boy, and he is a sweet boy. There's nothing wrong with him right now. He was traveling around the farms with me as well, just like the Roundy, you know. Every year we got one Roundy or Mazik to help us out and cheer. So he used to be like on a homegrown basis because his mother decided not to feed him. So that was the first thing. He grew up in the house. Then when we let him walk around like he was still a kid, right? So when he was older, he unfortunately got into an accident where a cow almost snapped his leg. So a cow was thinking it was some kind of like a bug or mosquito that's pestering her, and she was, you know, like moving her leg around, and his leg was in the way. And I was fortunate enough to pick him from that position, but it still caused some harm. He had like a fractured bone, leg bone. We healed him as much as we could, and me and Mom are already good with the vet stuff. We're both pharmacists, so. And you would say, hey bro, like, how the hell are you not making fortune working as a pharmacist? Well, the wager, like the medium wager of a pharmacist in Chernihiv is around 8K for a 12-hour shift, and that will be $200 proud per month. And I can leave my homestead right now to travel to Kiev, for example, because then I would abandon the farm, and my assistance is needed here, and it wouldn't be much of a difference. In Kiev it's around 15 or 18K tops, and that's considered still a high wage, but so that's roughly like 2 times more. That's like $400, right? But you'll pay $200 for a flat in Kiev. You could more, you could do less than that, you could do more than that. But even if you're paying like 100, right? Oh look, our Joker Junior is pestering his mom. Right? Where my cutie boy. He's a bit wild though. If you find wild at all. And they're kind of dirty because of the season and all of the shit and water. They're usually super clean here. I'm just gonna take a quick break here to gather my thoughts and tell you more. So we're pharmacists, and where was I? God damn it, I forgot. Bro. My short-term memory. And don't be afraid, bro. Don't be afraid. Look at this nose. They're chilling mostly. So where was I? Pharmacists. I forgot. Man, I'm getting old. Anyways. Whew. So yeah, I urgently need to buy a tractor. And this whole thing is like shit. It's not ground. We're behind the schedule because we need to do a lot of work. Oh, so yeah, I'll need to work with the hay because our friend is helping us. Yeah, I was getting to the money part. I don't know, man. It's kind of hard here. I don't know. You guys are probably, I won't say you're making a fortune. If you guys are making a fortune, post your comments below. Let me know how I could optimize the thing. Yeah, and calling the herd and everything. So yeah, just plainly impossible to do something like that when they're grown.
A few moments later.
Alright, for the sake of it, I'm gonna show you. This is like the second part of the video that I shot because it actually stopped. Like I had 6% of battery or whatnot, and it stopped. So here's how I look like after. It was like 30 minutes, right? 30 minutes of work, shoveling shit. The pile looks like this. It's less than half of what's left. And yeah, I'll do 2 more because it's like 40 minutes past 5 already. And yeah, I'm gonna do that. Okay. Whew. I'm left with the how am I able to cull the herd when small babies like this are running around. This is Jessica. She was a head of the family, like the matriarch of our goatees, but I'm not sure if she is still. This is God, I forgot. Solomika, yeah, this is Solomia. She's also one of the gentle ones. She likes kisses. She comes back for a scratch. All of them do, but so yeah, Jessica is. I'm not sure if she's yet a matriarch because it's a constant struggle, like in the wolf packs. You know, they keep on fighting from time to time. That's our adult goat spitting facts. Look at that. Because we got Rybinka as well. She's got the horns. She's one of not so many up to this point goats that has horns. Like the older ones don't have much of them because we used to dehorn them, but man, it's a tough procedure. For those of you who don't know what dehorning looks like, you get like a cotter, thermal cotter, and it looks like a gas lamp, like not the gas one, but electric, like a lighter inside of your car. Or for those who didn't know, it's just a superheated piece of metal that you put onto their foreheads when they are starting to grow horns, and it's a very painful procedure. You need to be careful with that one because there might be sepsis. It might be like the blood, you know. Sepsis is like blood. Jesus Christ. Okay, like a couple more, not more than that. It's where, I don't know how to spell it in English actually. So when the germs and they attack the bloodstream and you die from that, because like all your organs decide to quit because of that. The inflammation goes around the body. You know, you just die of fever and bad blood basically. I know how to coherently mention that and say the diagnosis in Ukrainian, but you know, I'm doing my best, guys. Here, this is still a pilot episode, although it's a part 2, but still a pilot one. Don't be too harsh on me. Yeah, one more and we're pretty much done for today. My plan is to, like, I think I'll shoot a couple of these for a week. If you'll put on like a lot of likes, you guys let me know that, you know, this is something that's of interest to you, like the process of living on a farm in war-torn Ukraine. Just let me know. I'll try to shoot more of these. Who knows, maybe this will be my full-time job and streaming, and I love that. I love creating videos, you know, making people happy, letting them know that they're not the only ones in this universe. Mind you guys, you're the best. If you're watching this video, take time to appreciate yourself, because you are the best. If you stumbled upon these, no matter where you live, what you do, you're enough. And I appreciate you stopping by, watching this video this far. Probably stitch it because it won't be a lot of minutes in this part. So yeah, probably you won't even notice. Spoiler, you will. Yeah, thank you. Whew. If only I knew what would happen 10 or 15 years ago. We're still fighting for survival since the age of time, and we're doing the crops, doing the farms, and I would say I'm not super far from the front lines, like not the front lines but the border. I'm pretty far from the front lines, which is good. But Chernihiv was a front line a couple of years ago, so we still got the no permit and walking into the forest because it's all mines, nades and all that. But people around the Vovchansk, people from Kharkiv Oblast, are actually doing the crops and gardening under the shelling, because for Ukrainian there's nothing more important than doing your garden, your field, or anything else. We're agrarians for a thing. You just can't take it from us. You could see like an old grandma, like 70, 80 years of age, still doing her stuff. Still gardening, plowing the field sometimes, if it's a small patch of land, growing stuff. I guess that's like a coping mechanism as well, because nothing more fun and merrier than working around the farm under the shelling. You're like, hey, you suckers, stop flying above my head. I got a farm to do. Got crops to grow. You sons of bitches, you stop doing that. That's the spirit that we have. That's really endearing to see. Endearing. My God, I can't bear this no more. Ha! You catch my drift. Okay, so yeah, we're done for today. This is the last one. Got my fencing post. They're called Schlagbaums here. I'm sure that's German. Pretty significant result, if you ask me, for a single video. So yeah, and I wouldn't say like I'm too tired, right? I wouldn't say I'm not taking this hard as well. Like I'm feeling good. I'm feeling normal. Not gonna faint, nothing like that. Still a decent amount of job. Imagine what could like five me's do, right? So I'm waiting for them androids to finally pop. So I actually just buy myself a couple of android robots for them to haul shit all the day for like 5 days straight. Then we're gonna have a clean pen and happy goats. And I'm gonna grab a beer or two with them, you know, with them boys. I'm gonna drink some motor oil or whatever. I'm gonna brew some extra for them. Oh, like some, I don't know, spicy oil 3000. The one that'll make their circuits fried a bit, but they'll like it. Because there's nothing better than 3 X's on a bottle, right? So yeah. Here's that. So to conclude this video, if you guys really like the content, please subscribe right now. Put a like, put a comment. I appreciate all the comments, even the haters, because haters with you, they'll stay with you for a long time. They might stay with you until you're dead even. Click on the bell sign to see when the new video pops. You can support the channel. Got my PayPal account, got my Monobank cards. Feel free to subscribe over Twitch if you want. If you're a Twitch native, more gaming content there. And yeah, really appreciate you guys hanging around with me this long. Hey, this seems like it's probably somebody's bags. I don't know. I'll pack them and I'll just do with them something. Let's just back him right here. But this time I'll have to bring in another cart. I'll just keep him here for now. I'll drive this bad boy later because I need to hurry, and then I'll think of something for them. Alright, so yeah, thank you so much guys for hanging out with me. Appreciate it, and see you next time.